guys? Welcome to the Week 11 recap of the League of Superheroes. Um, 2 weeks to go, man. 2 weeks to go. Let's take a look at the first game. We have me losing to Bill's team, 116 to 92.9. Uh, Pretty bad game for me. Watson did not do anything. Um, and no great performances. And Bill, um, very solid Tyreek Hill game, and Hopkins didn't even do that much. Fournette has come back and really helped Bill's team a lot. Um, and then he also gets Michelle back pretty healthy next week, so and also Landry. So his team is ready to maybe make a little bit of a run. I got to take a look at the how far away he is in points, but that'll be interesting to see. Um, Look, I don't even care about the scores of my games anymore. I'm just worried about my points. It's funny because I literally did not care that I lost this game. I was essentially just making sure of I was keeping pace with Hassan and Raheel. Ascend has made he's trolling again. He's making a joke at AK, but and he backs it up this time. He scores 129 points and puts on a really good performance and improves to 6-5, and he's right in the thick of things in the playoff race. Take a look and see how close he is. Um, Zeke, he did this without a good James Conner game too. Schuster and Galladay had good performances, and Larry Fitzgerald finally did something. AK still had a pretty good game with 117. He goes down to 7-4. He's still in the playoff picture right now, obviously. Breeze and Kamara did their thing. Adams also did his thing, but couldn't really recover from the injury to Graham, and the Panthers defense did not play well for him either. That was kind of the difference right there. But he still had a very good game. Let's make it a little quicker because it is the holidays, and I know people aren't had that much time to watch. Um, Khalib, he still wins with 117 points, with Wentz scoring only zero point 0.8. Um, he's won 6 games in a row and is now 7-4. Barkley and Mixon, that's a great duo to have, and then Keenan Allen playing like a high draft pick that he was, and Aaron Jones, very good last couple of weeks for him. Finally, the to AK's to AK. I think the coach Mike McCarthy was listening to AK in our chat because it was all about Aaron Jones getting the ball and stuff. So maybe we don't know. Maybe JD or something. It's Mike McCarthy. We don't know. We don't even know it. But we also have Hassan only scoring 87.5, so he's still behind in the points race for the last playoff spot. Um, his starting running back actually had negative points. That's how much of a mess his running backs have been in. If he started Jared Goff, we wouldn't have won, but he might even be in the playoff, the lead for the last playoff spot if he started Goff. Because I think he's at almost the point now where wins don't matter either for him. It's all about the points. Yates and Mo. Mo is his season's essentially over. 64 points. The only thing he's contributing now is making other teams better through little weird trades, but we'll see. But with Yates, he scores 122 points. Very, very close between him and Fawad's team for the best team in the league. I think it's a very close race. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm not going to discuss details, but me and Yates were pretty close to striking a deal last night, but it kind of fell through. But I'm not revealing any specific trade talks like my friend over here, Raheel, did. But Yeah, we have George beating Gunslinger, um, 109 to 97. George is now 7-4. He wins with 109 points. Gunn is still in the thick of things. He outscored my team by a couple points, but he still only gained 5 points on me. Um, George was helped by a good Stephon Diggs game and started DJ Moore, who had a very good game. Very good start by him. Um, Corey Davis doing what he does, just disappoints. After a 22-point game, he does his 3.9, and everything's kind of back to normal now. But he still did his thing to make sure he messed me up last week. So I mean, that's always a great thing. um, we have Fawad improving to 9-2 with the best record in the league, and it's pretty much certain that he's going to have a top, first round bye, unless he completely chokes down the end, which it could happen. But he did this without Tom Brady, and Mariota only scored 3 points for him. Evans and Hilton kind of carried him this week. Ebron, I don't think he even put up a point. Yeah, nothing. No catches, nothing. JD has lost 6 games in a row, and unfortunately, he looks like he is almost but eliminated. That's all to really say about that. So let's take a look at the playoff picture. Let's pull up the points. I know Fawad already kind of put in the chat, so I'm going to probably look that up on my phone while I'm looking at this. But we have Fawad as the number 1 seed at 9-2. We have Yates at the number 2 seed at 8-3. We have, let me look, I didn't really do any pre-scouting to look at the playoff picture. We have Kaleem at 7-4 in the playoffs. We have AK in the playoffs at 7-4 with the This Ain't It Chief name. That's funny. And we have George in the playoff. He has the 5th playoff team because he's probably the least amount of points out of those 3 7-4 teams, and he's finally leading his division in points. So those are your 5 based on the record, and for the 6th spot, there's a lot of BS going on in the chat yesterday, so it's kind of hard to figure out where the points race is at, but I can figure it out right here. So essentially, looking at the points right now, SN has kind of catapulted himself into the discussion. It is quite a race. I am still ahead with 12-23. That is still the leader as of right now, 2 weeks to go. I believe in second place for the points race is Hassan with 12:06, so he is less than 20 behind me. Then it's followed by Gunn, who's only 2 points behind him, and he's still less than 20 points behind me. He's 19 behind me. And for the 4th spot, we actually have a 4th contender now that still has kind of catapulted into the thick of things with SN with 1198, and he is only about 25 points behind me. So there is literally 4 teams still very much alive with 2 weeks left to go. So this is going to be very, very interesting. We have the matchups, and we look at this. We have me and Hassan going up against each other. I mean, the matchup doesn't really matter because we're both kind of out of the race for the record-wise, but it'll be, it's still interesting that we're going up against each other, and we're 1-2 for points for that last spot. I believe bye weeks are now over for the NFL. I believe, or actually no, I think the Chiefs and Rams have one this week so I think this is the last week for byes, and then week 13, that's when it ends. That's the case. Okay. So here are your matchups looking at this week. I'm trying to think of anything. SN is still in the race for record-wise, too. I mean, if George loses and SN wins, which is kind of possible. I believe SN would be in on points or be on record because he would have the tiebreaker versus George, because he has obviously has more points than him. Um, and then George would be out of the playoffs, and he would be even worse position because he's not even close on points to me or Hassan. I think he's close to like 70 or 80 behind. So that those are the matchups to watch this week. And other than that, I hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving. Games start early tomorrow, so make sure you set your lineups. And there are 3 games tomorrow, so definitely you guys definitely have some players, assuming or probably that that are playing tomorrow. So look out for that, and again, have a happy Thanksgiving.